polar coordinates. We start from origin, pole. We draw a ray called polar axis. If the point P other point than O, and theta is an angle between polar axis and the line OP. If R is the distance between O and P, then number 1, R theta are called polar coordinates of P. R theta called polar coordinates of P. Theta is positive if measured counterclockwise direction from the polar axis, and theta is negative if measured clockwise direction from the polar axis. R is the distance between origin and the point P. If R positive, R greater than 0, then the point R theta lies in the same quadrant as theta. R theta lies in the same line, in the same quadrant as theta. But if R less than 0, the point P lies in the opposite quadrant, of theta. If R is negative, if R less than 0. If R greater than 0, then the point P lies in the same quadrant as theta, but if R negative, then the point P lies in the opposite quadrant. For example, this theta equal pi over 6. If R is positive, then the point R theta lies on the same quadrant, lies in the same line of theta. But if R is negative, then the point P lies in the opposite quadrant as theta. Theta in the first quadrant, but the point P, if R negative, lies in the opposite quadrant, in the third quadrant. Theta in the first, but P in the opposite quadrant, يعني in third quadrant. In Cartesian coordinate, there is 2 coordinates, x, y, but in polar coordinates, there is 2 coordinates, r و theta. Any theta begin in theta equals 0, initial ray. Any angle beginning in ray theta equals 0. The second ray is end ray. The second ray is the end ray. For example, this theta, the initial ray is theta equals 0. The end ray, theta equal 45. Theta equal 45. If R is positive, then the point R theta lies on the same line of theta, same line, in the same quadrant, on this line. But if R negative, the point minus R theta lies in the opposite quadrant, in the opposite line, there. Repeat. بالpolar coordinates, there is only theta and R. Theta is line, theta 0, theta 15, theta 30, theta 45, theta 60, theta 75, theta 90, and so on. Theta 0, theta pi over 2, وثيتا باي، وثيتا 3 باي over 2، وثيتا 2 باي. are the distance between the origin and the point B. If R positive, then the point P lies on the line of theta. But if R is negative, on the opposite line of theta. Opposite line of theta. Yes. Example, plot the points. A 1, 5 pi over 4. Solution. I start from polar axis, theta equals 0. I start from theta equals 0, this line. Then draw theta. Theta is 5 pi over 4. Theta is 5 pi over 4. Positive. That's mean counterclockwise direction. Counterclockwise direction. The distance R is 1 from origin حتى this 1 units. This point is the solution. Again, I start from theta 0, then I draw theta, then the distance from origin حتى P. This point is the solution B. R2 theta 3 pi. I start from theta 0. Then I draw theta. Theta 3 pi. This 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. This the line of theta. The end line of theta 3 pi. Distance is 2, positive. That's mean the point lies on this line. How much? 2. From origin 1, 2. This point is the solution. C. R2 theta minus 2 pi over 3. I beginning from theta equals 0. Because theta is negative, I measure from with clockwise direction. With clockwise direction. Because theta is negative. This line theta equal minus 2 pi over 3. This line. Because R is positive, then the point P lies on this line. Because R is positive. How much? 2 units. 1 unit, 2 units. This is the solution. I remember you, if R is negative, in this example, if R is negative, then the point lies opposite there. I repeat, if R is negative, theta is negative, both of them negative. Theta negative, this line. R positive, there. But if R negative, there. This point, if R negative. D. R minus 3 وثيتا 3 pi over 4. Because I start with theta equals 0, I draw theta 3 pi over 4. This line, theta 3 pi over 4. Because R is negative, then the point lies on the opposite, not on this line. Not lie on this line, but lie on the opposite line. There. Because R is negative. If positive, there. But negative, R lies there. This point, the solution. Relation between polar and Cartesian coordinates. In this right triangle, the point P in Cartesian, x, y. The point P in polar are theta. I want to know what the relation between the polar and Cartesian coordinates. In the right triangle, sine theta equal y over r. Thus, y equal r sine theta. Cosine theta equal x over r. Thus, x equal r cosine theta. R square equal x square plus y square. And tan theta equal y over x. This relation between the polar and Cartesian coordinates. If I want to convert polar to Cartesian, I use this relation. X equal r cosine theta, y equals r sine theta. If I want to convert Cartesian to polar, I use theta equal tan inverse y over x, r square equal x square plus y square, or r equal square root of x square plus y square. Convert minus 4 2 pi over 3 from polar to Cartesian. فرع B, convert minus 1 from Cartesian to polar. Solution. I want to convert r theta to Cartesian coordinates. X equal minus 4 cosine 2 pi over 3. Cosine 2 pi over 3 in the second quadrant. سالب. Negative. هيكون عندي minus 4 multiply by minus half equal 2. Y equal minus 4 sine 2 pi over 3. Sine in the second quadrant is positive. يكون عندي minus 4 multiply by square root of 3 over 2 equal minus 2 square root of 3. This point in the Cartesian coordinate x, y. I want to convert minus 1 from the Cartesian to polar. In the question r greater than 0, r positive, r موجبة. I start from r equal square root of x square plus y square equal square root of 2. Theta equal tan inverse minus 1 over minus 1. Tan inverse y over x. Tan inverse 1. Tan inverse 1 positive in the first quadrant and third quadrant. التان والتان inverse positive in the second quadrant, in the first quadrant and third quadrant. In the first, theta equal pi over 4, but this point minus 1 lies in the third quadrant. Minus 1 lies in the third quadrant. Thus, I add pi over 4, adding pi to this theta. Theta is pi over 4 plus pi because this point lies in the third quadrant. The result 5 pi over 4. Thus, R equal square root of 2, theta equal 5 pi over 4. Now I want to convert equation بالpolar to equation in Cartesian and the opposite والعكس. I convert 2x minus 5x cube equal 1 plus xy into polar coordinates. Solution. I know x equal r cosine theta. 2 multiply by r cosine theta minus 5r cosine theta to power 3 equal 1 plus r cosine theta multiply by r sine theta. The result 2r cosine theta minus 5r cube cosine cube theta equal 1 plus r square cosine theta sine theta. B. Convert r equal minus 8 cosine theta into Cartesian coordinates. In r theta, I want to convert this in Cartesian coordinate x or y. I know I need there are. I need there are. Then multiply both sides by r. Multiply both sides by r. The result r square equal minus 8 r cosine theta. I know that r square equal x square plus y square equal minus 8 r cosine theta x. This the solution. Convert من polar to Cartesian x or y. Symmetry. There is 3 types of symmetry. Symmetry about x-axis. I mean x-axis, I mean theta equals 0. Or polar axis. I mean in polar theta equals 0 or theta or polar axis. Symmetric about x-axis if the graph have r theta, you should have this point there. If have this point, you should have this point. Symmetric about polar axis. Number 2, symmetric about y-axis. If the graph have this point r theta there, we must have this point. Symmetric about y-axis or theta equal pi over 2. This line theta equal pi over 2. Symmetric about origin. If the graph have this point, you must have this point. Symmetric about origin. The origin represents the mirror. The y-axis represent the mirror, the x-axis represent the mirror. Notes to know the symmetric. If the polar graph have only cosine theta, if the graph I want to sketch it have only cosine theta, then the graph symmetric about x-axis, because cosine minus theta equal cosine theta. This is the property of cosine. If the graph have only cosine theta, then the graph symmetric about x-axis, because this is the property. If the graph have only sine theta, then symmetric about y-axis, because sine minus theta equal minus sine theta. Sine have this property. If the polar graph only r square, then the graph symmetric about origin. A graph of lines. There is some equation of line in polar coordinates. Equation 1, theta equal beta. Beta is an angle. Beta is an angle. I mean beta angle, any angle. This equation is the equation of line, because if I convert this from polar to Cartesian, I have equation of line. Theta equal beta. I know that theta equal tan inverse y over x equal beta. Take tan for both sides. Result y over x equal tan beta. That's mean y equal x multiplied by tan beta. This is the equation of line. Through origin and make theta equal beta. Or this equation is the equation of line through origin and the slope is tan beta. Even this equation of line through origin with the slope tan beta. If the slope tan beta equal 1, the equation y equal x. If tan beta equal minus 1, the equation y equal minus x, and so on. Even theta equal beta is line. Line with slope tan beta. Even line with slope tan beta. If r cosine theta equal a constant belong to r. A constant belong to r. If I convert this in from polar to Cartesian, the result x equal a. This is vertical line. This is vertical line. Number 3, r sine theta equal b. B, any constant belong to r. If I convert this from polar to Cartesian, the result y equal b is horizontal line. Horizontal line. Graph theta equal 3 pi over 4, r cosine theta equal 4, r sine theta equal minus 3 in the same axis. If I convert these from polar to Cartesian, r cosine theta, x equal 4, vertical line, x equal 4. R sine theta equal minus 3, horizontal line, y equal minus 3. Theta equal 3 pi over 4, y equal this line, y equal minus x, y equal minus x. Convert r equal 1 over sine theta minus cosine theta to Cartesian coordinates. If I multiply r sine theta, r cosine theta equal 1, the solution of this is y equal x plus 1, y equal x plus 1. This is equation of line because this combination between 2 and 3, 2 and 3 combination is this. The result is line y equal x plus 1. I want to sketch this in polar coordinates. Theta equal 0, theta equal pi over 2, theta equal pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. I want to sketch this r equal 1 over sine theta minus cosine theta. If theta equals 0, sine 0, 0, cosine 0, 1, the result minus 1. If theta equal pi over 2, sine pi over 2, 1, cosine 0, 1. If theta equal pi, sine pi 0, cosine pi minus 1, 1. If theta equal 3 pi over 2, sine 3 pi over 2, minus 1, cosine 0. راح يكون النتيجة the result minus 1 و 2 pi, sine 2 pi 0, cosine 2 pi 1. The result is minus 1. I want to graph in polar. In polar, there is theta. Theta, the beginning, theta equals 0. Always, theta equal 0. Theta equal pi over 2. وثيتا equal pi. Theta equal 3 pi over 2. وثيتا equal 2 pi. If theta equals 0, this line. R minus 1. Minus 1 سالب. Negative. معناها this point lies in the opposite quadrant. There. If theta equal pi over 2, this line, theta equal pi over 2. The distance 1, موجب, on the same quadrant, on the same line of theta, because r is positive. This point. Theta equal pi, this line, because r is positive. That's mean the point P lies in the same line, in the same quadrant. There. Here. Theta equal 3 pi over 2. Below. Theta equal 3 pi over 2. Because the distance is minus 1, then the point lies in the opposite quadrant. There. Because r is negative. Theta equal 2 pi. This line, theta equal 2 pi. Because r is negative, then the point lies in the opposite. There. Because r is negative. This point. This point, this and this. I connect between them by line. This is equation of line. Y equal x plus 1. Or r equal 1 over sine theta minus cosine theta. This is the graph. I want to draw a circle. There is some equation of circle. Number 1, R equal A. R equal A, equation of circle. Because if I convert this from Cartesian to polar, this square, R square equal A square. I know that R square equal X square plus Y square equal A square. This is equation of circle. Center إلها 0 0. Radius إلها الابسولute value of A. Because A may be positive, may be negative. In polar, A may be positive, may be negative. Second equation, R equal to A cosine theta. I need to convert this. I need R. Multiply both sides by R. Thus, R square equal to AR cosine theta. That's mean R square equal to AX. R square X equal plus Y square. Move this there. The result and complete the square. Complete the square. The result is X minus A square plus Y square equal A square. Move this to AX there and complete the square. The result is X minus A to power 2 plus Y square equal A square. This is equation of circle. Center إلها A 0 وراديوس إلها absolute value of A. Number 3. R equal to B sine theta. Multiply both sides by R. The result X square plus Y minus B square equal B square. This is equation of circle. Center إلها 0 و B والradius إلها absolute value of B. Number 4. R equal to A cosine theta plus 2B sine theta. Multiply both sides by R. This is number 4, combination between 3 and 2. Combination between 2 and 3. The result is a circle. X minus A to power 2 plus Y minus B to power 2 equal A square plus B square. This is equation of circle. Center إلها AB والradius إلها square root of A square plus B square. Example, graph the equations. R equal to sine theta, R equal to cosine theta, R equal 3. This is equation of circle, and this equation of circle, and this equation of circle. If I sketch the circle, I need theta 0, theta pi over 6, theta pi over 4, theta pi over 3, theta pi over 2 for all equations of circle, and continue the graph by symmetry. If I want to graph R or sketch R equal 3, if theta 0, R equal 3. If theta pi over 6, R equal 3. Pi over 4, R equal 3. Pi over 3, 3. Pi over 2, 3, because R equal 3 always. If I want to sketch R equal to cosine theta, if theta 0, cosine 0, 1 راح يكون النتيجة the result 2. Cosine pi over 6 square root of 3 over 2 والنتيجة square root of 3. Pi over 4 cosineها 1 over square root of 2 والنتيجة the result is square root of 2 pi over 3 cosine إلها half the result is 1 pi over 2 cosine إلها 0 2 sin theta sin theta 0 sin pi over 6 half multiply by 2 1 sin pi over 4 1 over square root of 2 with the result square root of 2 pi over 3 الساين إلها square root of 3 over 2 multiply by 2 راح يكون النتيجة square root of 3 و pi over 2 الساين إلها 1 multiply by 2 راح يكون النتيجة 2 I want to graph أو sketch r equal 3 theta equal 0 3 theta equal pi over 6 3 theta equal pi over 4 3 theta equal pi over 3 3 theta equal pi over 2 3 I connect between these point and continue the graph by symmetric about y-axis, about origin, about x-axis. R equal 3 symmetric about x, y origin. The range of theta من 0 حتى until 2 pi. If I want to go to sketch r equal to sine theta, if theta equals 0, r equals 0. If theta equal pi over 6, the distance is 1. This is 1 units. If theta equal pi over 4, distance 1.4. This distance 1.4. If theta equal pi over 3, the distance 1.7. If theta equal pi over 2, the distance is 2. I connect between these points. Finish. Then I continue by symmetric about y-axis because sine theta always symmetric about y-axis. Because sine theta always symmetric about y-axis. R equal to cosine theta. If theta equals 0, the distance is 2. If theta equal pi over 6, the distance is 1.7. If theta equal pi over 4, the distance is 1.3 or 1.4. If theta equal pi over 3, the distance is 1. I connect between these points by the curve and finish. Then continue by symmetric about x-axis because cosine theta always symmetric about x-axis. These are the graphs of circle. R equal A range of theta من 0 حتى 2 باي و other circle range من 0 حتى باي من 0 حتى باي من 0 حتى باي but this من 0 حتى 2 باي. Cardioid and limma cone. There is 3 types of hearts. 3 types of hearts. Number 1 called cardioids. Equation R equal A plus minus A cosine theta or r equal a plus minus a sine theta. This equation of heart through origin without inner loop. This equation, a is constant. You must this constant equal to this constant. You must have this equal this. The equation is heart without inner loop and through origin. Number 2, if r equal a plus minus b cosine theta, constant and constant, but a less than b. If a less than b, a less than b, the graph is heart with inner loop and through origin. Number 3, if r equal a plus minus b cosine theta, r equal a plus minus b sine theta, a greater than b, a greater than b, the graph is a heart without inner loop and not through origin. Not through origin. The graph r equal 5 minus 5 sine theta, r equal 7 minus 6 cosine theta, r equal 2 plus 4 cosine theta. Theta من 0 حتى 2 pi. 2 pi. Always when I want to sketch the heart, I need theta 0, theta pi over 2, theta pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. I repeat. If I want to sketch the heart, I need theta 0 حتى theta 2 pi. I need this theta, this angle. If I want to sketch r equal 5 minus 5 sine theta, theta 0, r 5, pi over 2, sine pi over 2, 1, 0, sine pi, 0, 5, sine 3 pi over 2, minus 1, 10, sine 2 pi, 0, نتيجة, result is 5. I want to sketch this. If theta in the heart, always I need theta 0, theta pi over 2, وثeta pi, وثeta 3 pi over 2, وثeta 2 pi. Always I need this theta. If theta 0, r 5, this point. If theta pi over 2, 0, this point. If theta pi, 5. If theta 3 pi over 2, 10. If theta 2 pi, 5. I connect between these points with shape is heart. This is equation of heart through origin and without inner loop. Without inner loop. This is if the constant this equal this, the graph is heart through origin and without inner loop. If I want to sketch this equation, r equal 7 minus 6 cosine theta, a greater than b. Cosine 0, 1, the result 1. Cosine pi over 2, 0, the result 7. Cosine pi minus 1, the result 13. Cosine 3 pi over 2, 0, the result 7. Cosine 2 pi, 1, the result 1. If I want to sketch this graph, r equal 2 plus cosine theta, cosine 0, 1, the result 6. Cosine pi over 2, 0, the result 2. Cosine pi minus 1 multiply by 4 minus 6 plus 2 cosine pi minus 1 فماينس 4 plus 2 راح يكون عندي minus 2 cosine 3 pi over 2 0 the result is 2 cosine 2 pi when the result is 6 if A greater than B if theta 0 the point is 1 if theta is pi over 2 the point is 7 if theta equal pi the point is 13 if theta equal 3 pi over 2 r equal 7 if theta equal 2 pi r equal to 1 I connect between them by heart the shape is heart not through origin without inner loop in this equation if theta equals 0 r is 6 if theta equal pi over 2 r is 2 if theta equal pi r negative r negative in the opposite side this because r is negative theta pi this line but r is negative in the opposite line there theta equal 3 pi over 2 with theta equal 2 pi 6 I connect between them by curve with inner loop because A less than B graph of rows the equation of rows r equal A sine k theta or r equal A cosine k theta A constant belong to R will k greater than 1 belong to z plus integers positive integers note if k equal 1 the equation is circle but rows k greater than 1 if I want to graph the rows I know this must be learn this note every rows I need this note if k is odd number k belong to z plus if k is odd number 1 3 5 and so on then the number of leaves is k if k is even 2 4 6 then the number of leaves is 2k we take theta equal pi over 2k always we take theta on the rows theta equal pi over 2k and multiple until the number of theta equal number of leaves multiply by 2 plus 1 this is the rule to sketch the rows this is the rule to sketch again if k is odd then the number of leaves is k if k is even the number of leaves is 2k theta take theta equal pi over 2k always and multiple until number of theta, how much? Number of theta equal number of leaves multiplied by 2 plus 1. This is law. This is law. Example 1. Sketch the graph r equals sine 3 theta. I want to k greater than 1. Thus, this equation is rows. Since k is 3 odd number, then the number of leaves is 3. Then this graph number of leaves is 3. Theta is multiple of pi over 2k. Pi over 2 multiplied by 3, 6. Then theta is multiple of pi over 6. We stop if the number of theta, number of leaves 3, multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals 7. Then number of angle must be 7. Theta والR. Theta chanda, how much? Theta I start always theta 0. Then pi over 6. Then multiple. Theta 0, theta pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6, 6 pi over 6 حتى 6 pi over 6 I stop because number of theta 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because number of theta must be 7. If theta equal 0, sine 0, 0. If theta equal pi over 6, sine pi over 2, 1. If theta equal 2 pi over 6 راح يكون عندي sine 3 multiply by 2, 6. 6 over 6 pi. Sine pi 0. If theta equal 3 pi over 6 multiply by 3 راح يكون عندي 2 pi over 3 ساينها minus 1. If theta equal 4 pi over 6 multiply by 3 راح يكون عندي 0. If theta equal 5 pi over 6 multiply by 3 راح يكون عندي 1. If theta equal 3 6 pi over 6 multiply by 3 راح يكون عندي sin 3 pi equal 0. Always zero one zero minus 1 0 1 دائما pattern 0 0 0 0. There is a pattern. I want to graph how to plot these points. I divided theta 30 30. Theta 30 30. I start from theta 0 and theta 30 and 230, 330, 430, 530, 630. I divided 30 30 multiple of 30 مضاعفات 30. If theta equals 0 the distance is 0, this point. If theta equal pi over 6 the distance is 1. If theta equal 2 pi over 6 the distance is 0. If theta equal 3 pi over 6 this line the distance is minus 1. Minus 1 سالب on the opposite there. If theta equal 4 pi over 6 0. 5 pi over 6 positive 1 يعني there. 6 pi over 6, 0. I connect this point, this, and this, and this, and this. I connect between them in the shape of leaf. This rose is the solution. This rose. Because the graph is sine theta, symmetric about y-axis. Because this graph sine theta, symmetric about y-axis. Example 2, sketch the graph r equal cosine 2 theta. Since k equal 2, then even يعني the number of leaves is 2 multiplied by 2, 4. Number of leaves 4 because k equal to even. Theta is multiple of pi over 4. We stop if the number of theta is number of leaves 4 multiplied by 2 plus 1. 9. 9. Theta is 9. Number of theta is 9. I start from theta always. Theta equals 0. Then pi over 4 and multiple. Until 9 angle. Theta is 0. Pi over 4. 2 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4. 4 pi over 4. 5 pi over 4. 6 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4. 8 pi over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stop because the number of theta must be 9. If theta equals 0, cosine 0 is 1. If theta equal pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine pi over 2 0. If theta equal 2 pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine pi minus 1. If theta equal 3 pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine 3 pi over 2 0. If theta equal pi 4 pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine 3 pi 1. If theta equal 5 pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine 5 pi over 2 0. If theta equals 6 pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine 3 pi minus 1. If theta equals 7 pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine 7 pi over 2 0. If theta equal 8 pi over 4 multiply by 2 راح يكون عندي cosine 4 pi 1. الباترن 0 0 0 0. This pattern. Because r equal cosine symmetric about this symmetric about x and y and origin. If theta equals 0, this I start from this, theta equals 0. The distance is 1, this point. If theta equal pi over 4, 0. 2 pi over 4, 1. 2 pi over 4 minus 1 يعني بالعكس this point. Theta equal 3 pi over 4 0. 4 pi over 4 1 موجبة in this line. Theta equal 5 pi over 4 0. 3 pi over 4 minus 1 يعني there. Theta equal 7 pi over 4 0 وثيتا equal 8 pi over 4 1. I connect between this point, shape the leaf, shape the leaf. The graph is rows with 4 leaves, Other graph. Sketch the polar graph r square equals sine 2 theta. In this graph, there is r square. To sketch this graph, you must make r equal plus minus square root of sine 2 theta. This graph, not rows, because r square, not rows. Because the square root, you must sine 2 theta greater than or equal 0, because the square root. If inside the square root negative, then this function not defined. Sine 2 theta greater than or equal 0 in the first quadrant and third quadrant. Only sine 2 theta greater than or equal 0 in the first quadrant and third quadrant. We choose theta in the first quadrant because easy in the first quadrant. Theta equals 0, theta equal pi over 6, theta equal pi over 4, theta equal pi over 3, theta equal pi over 2. If theta 0, r plus minus square root of 0, 0. Pi over 6 square root of pi over 3 اللي هي 0.8 square root إلها 0.89. pi over 4 راح يكون plus minus 1. و pi over 3 square root of 0.8 راح يكون عندي 0.89. وإذا كان theta equal pi over 2 sin pi راح يكون عندي 0. و I start from theta 0, theta pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, pi over 2, and stop, because sine 2 theta positive in the first quadrant, because if I choose theta in the second, this function not defined. If theta 0, 0, pi over 6 plus minus, plus there and minus there, pi over 4 plus 1 minus 1, pi over 3 plus minus, plus this will minus this, connect between this point and this point. The graph is I finish.